name's Jack Milne with Tri-County Inspection Company, as well as the House Whisperer Show. Today I want to talk about something a little bit more serious and really important to the real estate community. As you're well aware, with the pandemic that's fortunately behind us, the real estate market has been in a total frenzy. And all of a sudden I'm starting to think anyway, after 40 years of being a home inspector, if home inspections are still relevant. And I use the word home inspections, but it's usually a huge umbrella of which I stand under, because not only do we inspect homes, but we do historical properties, we do industrial inspections, we do commercial inspections, we do pre-listing inspections, we do new construction inspections. And recently, what we call post-settlement consultations. Now, the post-settlement consultation is for that buyer who waived their right to have a home inspection when they put together their agreement of sale. And so now we're coming into these homes and saying, Jack, show me what we bought. So I sit down with the client at the kitchen table generally and say, well, how long have you been in? Well, we've been in for 3 weeks, 6 months, a little bit under a year, and we just have a lot of questions as to how things work. And I love what I do for a living, but with these post-settlement consultations, sometimes I'm bringing things to light that these novice buyers had no clue. Air conditioning systems that don't work, buckled foundations, $20,000 worth of termite damage. And the sad part is that they overbid on the home. They probably took their life savings plus some, and now they don't have the money to make the repairs. And so they're saying, well, what do we do now? And the only action or suggestion that I can give is to go back and revisit the seller's disclosure and see if there was any fraud that was created on behalf of the seller. Through multiple discussions with lawyers, they said that their only recourse is to prove fraud. Now, of course, to prove anything, you have to hire an attorney. It can take anywhere from 3 to 5 years to be satisfied, depending on the amount. In most cases, small claims courts can go up to $50,000. So keep that in mind if you feel you've been wronged. Fortunately, with the market that's now approaching, I'm starting to see more negotiating skills on behalf of the buyer. We're all living through inflationary times. Prices are high, interest rates are high, inventory's low. So it still gives somewhat the seller an opportunity to say, listen, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, we love you. We want you to buy our house, but you still need to waive your inspections. I think today we're starting to see sellers starting to lower their prices a little bit, starting to give back maybe to closing costs or actually repairing their home before they list it. Because again, post-pandemic, you're buying this house as is. I'm not fixing anything. And if you're going to waive your home inspection, you may as well waive your termite, your mold, your radon, your on-site sewage evaluation, water testing, etc. And to me, that's just a scary time for any home buyer. So in essence, we are important. As a home inspector, I want you as a client to make sure that you are fully protected. Now, if and when it comes time to hire an inspector, a couple things you want to look for. They need to be a member of a National Home Inspection Association, or they need to be licensed by the state. The Commonwealth of Pennsylvania does not license their home inspectors. The previous governor vetoed our bill to license us with 5 minutes left of the session because they thought our career path was restrictive. I'm not sure what that means, but in my opinion, I think a new inspector should be mentored, he should be tested, he needs to be trained, he has to have insurance, and he has to have the people skills necessary to advise a client for the largest purchase of their lives. And they have to determine what's truly important versus recommendations and suggestions after settlement's taken. The report is also what you're paying for. As I tell my fence sitters, well, Jack, we like you, we like Tri-County, but we got another quote that was $50 less than you. How come? Well, in our profession, I'd say 60% of what you're paying for is the knowledge of the inspector. The other 40% is how that knowledge is relayed back to the client so they can use it for negotiating purposes. A lot of the competitors out there are using computer-generated graphs or what we call cartoons with a picture and a line. And to me, they're irrelevant. So you want to get yourself a report that you can use for negotiating today, but maybe 2 or 3 years down the road, so that you can kind of plan your life within that dwelling. So don't waive your home inspection. Stand up and make sure that you are protected. The rates are high, the prices are high. So let's make sure you're getting what you're paying for. If you like this content, please press the subscribe button below. If you'd like for me to discuss any topics, please reach out to me at hello@Tri-County Inspectors. I'll see you next time.